Hello future engineers, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're still new to my channel and you like what I'm doing, please don't forget to share my videos to your friends and to your friends' friends. To your younger brothers and sisters who would want to take up engineering in the future, and to your relatives. That's one way you can keep me going, inspired and refreshed. Now, if you find my videos interesting and important to your studies, also please don't forget to subscribe. Hello future engineers, here is another video in calculus. The intermediate value theorem. The function f of x is said to be continuous over the closed interval a comma b if f of x is continuous at every interior point a less than x and x less than b, and f of x has right-hand continuity at x equals a and left-hand continuity at x equals b. So here is the intermediate value theorem, which states that if f of x is continuous over the closed interval ab, if f of a is less than 0 or negative, and f of b is greater than 0 or positive, it may also be f of a greater than 0 and f of b less than 0, as long as the function values at the extreme points are opposite to each other. So that's the idea. So there exists a number c in the open interval ab for which the function value at x equals c is 0. So for the explanation, it will be helpful if we have the graph, the figure, and the idea is for the function value to shift sign from positive to negative or from negative to positive. It should pass a point where the sign is neutral or the value is neutral, which is 0. As shown in the figure, so this is the closed interval x is a, and we have an intermediate point c, and this is b. So f of a is negative or less than 0 in this figure, and f of b is greater than 0 or positive. So therefore, since the graph is continuous within the closed interval, then the graph will cross the x-axis or the x-axis where y is 0. So there's a number c that exists such that f of c is 0, which is this intermediate value theorem here. And the explanation is that there may be a number of values of x within the closed interval ab for which the function value is 0. For this next graph here, f of a is positive and f of b is negative. And in particular, there are 3 points where the curve crosses the x-axis. So there are 3 points for which f of x is 0. So that's it. Let's now define the derivative or slope or rate of change. So consider the function y equals f of x and is redrawn here, this graph, this function here. And we select 2 points, which is x comma y, point P, and we have another point Q, which is at x plus delta x, and y is y plus delta y. The line joining the 2 points is called secant line. So therefore, the slope of the secant line is simply rise over run. So vertical as to horizontal. Y minus delta y minus y is delta y, and x plus delta x minus x is delta x. So this vertical side of the right triangle is delta y, and the horizontal is delta x. The slope of the second line, therefore, is simply delta y over delta x. And we have series of second lines as long as that line crosses 2 points on the curve until this second line approaches a limit, and that limit is the point where the line touches only 1 point, and that's the tangent line. As shown in the figure, this dashed center line is the tangent line. We call that PT. So for a sufficiently well-behaved curve, as shown, the ratio delta y over delta x approaches a limit, and the slope of the line PT. That limit is the slope of the line PT, which is the slope of the tangent PT. A tangent line, by the way, is a line that touches the curve at only 1 point, and that point is called the point of tangency. So the limit is called the derivative of y with respect to x, which is geometrically interpreted as the slope of the tangent line PT. So dy dx, or the derivative of y with respect to x, which is the slope of the tangent line PT, is the limit of delta y over delta x as delta x approaches 0, or the limit as delta x approaches 0 of f of x plus delta x minus f of x over delta x. Other symbols are y prime, f prime of x, derivative with respect to x of y, and derivative with respect to x of f of x. So those are the symbols. So we make use of dy dx or f prime of x or y prime most often. So let's have this problem. Estimate the slope of the second line to the curve y equals x squared minus 1, which is a parabola open upward with vertex at 0, x is 0, y is negative 1, between points 2, 3, and letter A 2.5, 5.25, B 2.25, 65 over 16, C 2.1, 3.41, D 2.01, 3.0401, E 2.001, 3.004001 to 5 decimal places. Also guess the slope as the other point approaches 2, 3. So let's have the sketch of the graph so that we can see the points being considered. So this is 2, 3, and the other points A to E may be anywhere here. So in particular, let us say this is the first point A, 2.5, 5.25. So remember that slope is delta y 5.25 minus 3 over 2.5 minus 2, or delta y over delta x. So m of second line, slope of second line delta y over delta x equals 5.25 minus 3 over 2.5 minus 2, and that is equal to 4.5. For part B, slope is 65 over 16 minus 3 over 2.25 minus 2, and it is equal to 4.25. For part C, slope is 3.41 minus 3 over 2.1 minus 2, and it is equal to 4.10. Letter D, slope of second line is 3.0401 minus 3 over 2.01 minus 2, and it is equal to 4.01. And letter E, slope is equal to 3.004001 minus 3 over 2.001 minus 2, and it is equal to 4.001. So as the other point approaches 2, 3, we see that the value of the slope of the second line approaches value which is 4. So the slope is therefore 4, slope of the tangent line. And to officially show that it is really 4, we have to apply limits. So y plus delta y equals x plus delta x quantity square minus 1 from here, from the equation of the curve, expanding. So delta y equals x square plus 2x delta x plus delta x square minus 1, then minus y, and y is quantity x square minus 1. So therefore x square will vanish, will be eliminated. Negative 1 and positive 1 will also be eliminated, leaving 2x delta x and delta x square on the right side. So delta y equals 2x delta x plus delta x square, dividing everything by delta x. So delta y over delta x equals 2x plus delta x. Then evaluate the limit of delta y over delta x as delta x approaches 0. And it is equal to 2x because delta x approaches 0. So dy dx, the slope of the tangent in general is 2x. And since the value of x is 2, because this is the point of tangency, so the slope is indeed 2 times 2, so it is 4. So that's it for this video. This is preliminary concept on calculus, and I hope that as we move on, you'll be able to master calculus.